What's up, worldwide? This is your girl, JC Rocker, repping the Rockaverse. And yes, I am a homegrown Georgia peach. And I am rocking with industry's most wanted, the big one, not the little one, with the OG TampaMystic, Rocker One. To
You can get it if you want it. No anybody can get 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 it. Got a handle like Olivia Pope. Think you can test me? That is a nope. Y'all ain't no stand-ups cause y'all a joke. Stand on my guard when I'm up on the post. Yeah, I'm a pro when I'm show the ropes. Hands in the air like I'm giving a toast. Yeah, I'll be extra hot.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where are we at?
Industries.
Big Industries Most Wanted, not the little one.
Wanted.
JC Rocker in the building. Hold on, boy. Before we even get started, let me pull this out real quick. Let's pop our ish on camera real quick.
yes.
And I love the colors too because silver is like my favorite. You know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to JC Rocker. How you doing today?
I am wonderful, Tampa. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. We are matching. We both got the red on today. It's the holiday season. Introduce yourself.
Hi, worldwide. What's up? This is your girl, JC Rocker. I am Georgia born, a Georgia homegrown girl, all from DeKalb County, and also grew up in Rockdale County. So I'm just a little southern Georgia peach.
I know that's right, most definitely. Well, listen, it's been an honor to really know you over the years. You know, we've known each other for a while now. I've really watched you, get out here and grind and, get on your music journey. So let's just dive right on in because it's important that people understand your journey before we get to where you're at right now. So you're originally from like the Lithonia, Conyers area. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. How was it growing up out there for you? Well,
the reason why I say Lithonia and Conyers is because I'm a divorced kid.
Yeah.
And, growing up with a single mom, you know how military brats feel. You move around a lot.
Yeah.
When your mama finds enough opportunity. But I want to make this clear. Papa Rocker is not a deadbeat. He has been there. And that's all I'm going to say with that. I did have a father growing up, and he was a part of it. It's just mom raised.
Understood. Absolutely. 100%. Take us through your music journey. You've been doing it like on a professional level for about a decade now, which is a long time. What initially piqued your interest in becoming a music artist?
When I was 8 years old in 8th grade, and that was when Bow Wow came in, and I'm like, okay, I'm a rap too. So pretty much since I was a child, I always wanted to pursue music, and I'm the one that's watching BET, and then later on MTV, and when my horizons expand, and studying the business, and also what made me want to be in this business, I would say TLC.
Yeah.
Because how you the number one girl group, and the money ain't showing.
Right.
And I'm going to keep it a 90s reference. That's like Michael Jordan getting paid the ball boy salary.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense.
Right.
And so when I learned that happened, I was just like, let me learn everything, legal, illegal, all the steps in this business so I don't get screwed over.
Yes. Absolutely. That's one of the most important things to do. And I'm glad that you brought that up because I feel like that's a step that a lot of artists skip. A lot of them, they don't have their publishing together. They don't know, how to collect royalties on their music. All they do is upload it to the digital platforms and call it a day. And it's like, if that's all they want to do, that's cool, but they're leaving too much money on the table. We ain't trying to do all that, right?
Right. And I'm so glad that, somebody that's like my dad, we all know Blizzum.
Yes.
I am so glad that he took me under his wing so I know the behind the scenes. And I think me having behind the scenes knowledge, it makes me better, in front of the scenes. So I would like to say shout out to Blizzum, and also shout out to one of the producers I work with, Said Wines. He is a music industry, encyclopedia. I can call him on some things and stuff that artists have to pay for. Hate to brag, I get it for free.
Listen, it's all about building your network of people. Building relationships with people will put you in places that money cannot.
Exactly.
And that's what you've done. It sounds like you've built a dynamic team and got some solid people around you. Of course, shout out to Blizzum, K100 Radio. Definitely one of the most solid dudes that I've met. I met him before I moved to Atlanta, just super solid since day one.
The Florida connection.
No, exactly. Absolutely, 100%. And he's brought some Florida artists to my way for interviews and stuff. So, Blizzum, we appreciate you, bro, for sure.
Hi, PD.
Absolutely. So, would you say that, being young and starting out, you had mentioned Bow Wow. Was it that kind of an inspiration to see other young men or young boys and girls doing music that kind of inspire you? Hey, I could do this too at a young age?
Yes. And I've always just been, definitely into music, and Missy Elliott, Eve, and I'm proud to tell my age. I'm 32 years dope.
You're young.
About to be 33.
33 is young. My son is 30. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm an OG. I'm 50. I feel like I'm a young OG. I'm not 60 and 70 yet. I'm a young OG.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I'm a proud 90s baby. I'm like definitely a millennial. Like I'm old enough to remember a VCR and remember when the DVDs came out and all this stuff.
Yes.
Like these young kids, it's like, I'm like, man, I had all the type of technology.
Let's talk about the current technology. We'll say the digital streaming platforms versus back in the day, it was album sales and CD sales. And even before that, cassettes and etc.
8 tracks,
and literally when they say put it on wax, a lot of people don't know that's how it originated. They were literally putting music on wax. If you do your research and your homework, but we ain't going back that far. The new era of the digital streaming, go to Spotify and stream your music. How do you feel about that?
Ooh. This is a very layered question because I get it, people are going to go online and all that stuff, but it's not fair money-wise, to the artist. Now, luckily, being that I put it out, I DistroKid and all that, okay. But people that are on labels, there's a lot of hands on the money, and then the artist will get. So, me personally, I would say the streaming services, I think it should be like a try before you buy. It's like you hear the album, it's like, okay, if you want to buy, definitely you want to buy it and all that stuff. I'm like, make it fair for everybody because it's hard work to produce the song, get it mixed and mastering. Producing it, you got to pay the producer. Mixing and mastering, pay the engineer.
Yeah.
And then you got to make sure, your I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and then paperwork is signed and all that. So a lot has gone to it for me to get a fraction of a penny.
It is definitely like an insult towards the artist. And what I've seen as of lately, and I'm so happy for the artist, is that more and more direct-to-consumer sales sites are popping up, where artists can actually go on there and sell their music and make a whole lot more money in one sale than they do maybe in a whole entire month of streaming on these digital platforms. But the beautiful thing about the streaming platforms is it allows you to get your music out to around the world for a very, very, very reasonable price. So
exactly. That's why I'm like, I understand it, but it's gotta make sense, because again, you put your heart and soul into it and shoot your blood too.
No, facts. I actually, in an interview that I did recently with somebody who out of state, I brought you up as an example because
you did.
I sure did.
You put me in rooms.
I put you in rooms, girl. One of the things that I talked about, and I want to commend you for this and give you your flowers, is at our most recent showcase, you were the only artist who got up there and didn't like rap over your music. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually get out there and put on a show. And I'm not shaming artists who do that because, everybody has their own formula of way they do stuff. What made you decide that, when you get out there and perform, you want to actually, perform it versus just letting your actual song play, if that makes sense, and lip syncing it or whatever?
Well, if you don't know this about me, I'm a vain bitch. And nobody had to tell me that even before I even got with Blizzum. I remember it was kind of just common sense to me because I'm like, I want to be heard. And how can they hear me if they hear the vocals? I'm like, they might as well just listen to it. But when I perform, I want them to see that JC Rocker is the real deal. And I don't hide behind it, because not to call anybody out, but you see when they rap over the tracks, they get lazy.
Yes.
They get lazy, and then
I agree.
I'm like, I can see and hear you, right? and they think, oh, but the track is, so I'm like, no. If you want people to come to your shows, and again, things are expensive now.
That is facts.
I hate being an adult. And then, of course, this election year and all that stuff, and groceries. Oh my God. I went to Walmart, this amount of stuff. I might get this amount of stuff, and I'm already past $100.
Listen, it's insane. It is insane.
And coming back to the point is, so artists, if you want people to spend their hard-earned money where they have to budget their mortgage, they rent, their utilities, and they come for a show, you better bring a show. And that's what I want to bring, because I want people to be like, oh, JC Rocker, where the tickets? I got to get the tickets. That's what I want. And I want to give them an experience so they can be like, yo, JC Rocker is the real deal. Nobody can doubt her, and she cannot be denied.
And to take it even a little further with you, I'll be honest, when you first started performing, I thought it was the actual song because it was that good. You sound just like your song, where, again, a lot of artists, they really rely on their engineer to get their vocals a certain way with auto-tunes and this, that, and the third, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm a fan of auto-tunes, but I feel like when it took me a second, I was like, dang, she don't have the vocals. She's actually rapping her that. And I said something about it too after you got done performing, because I was like, you deserve to be recognized for that, because I think it takes a lot of courage to get out there and actually do that, because some people know that they don't sound live anything like what their record sounds like. So I definitely commend you for that.
Yeah, and being that I can't afford a rehearsal space, so just practicing while I'm at work, while I'm putting things on, like, gotta handle like Olivia Pope. So, and also practice. You have to. Even if it's in your bedroom or in your bathroom in front of the mirror, you have to practice. It's with anything in life. Like they say, practice makes perfect. Yes, and like my daddy said, that piss poor performance and all that, I forgot that saying, practice prevents a piss poor performance. Yes. Absolutely. And in this too, you've been to our last two showcases, and both times you came home with winning something because your talent was absolutely recognized. It wasn't favoritism. Oh, I like her, I'm just going to give her something. No, I'm very particular about and calculated about who gets what, because I do base it upon how well they came out there and performed. What is their sound quality like? And you went home with the Traveling from the Basement last time, and this time you're here with me. You know what I'm saying? How important is it to you as an artist on the rise to get out there and do these showcases? I'm a person that always like to earn things, because I will have, when you earn things, you have receipts for it. Like you mentioned, Blizzum, K100, and if people put the pieces together, they would probably be like, oh, she knows TampaMystic, so Tampa probably gave it to her and all that stuff. And me and you can attest, and also it's online and on my camera, we can attest that no, she earned it. Yes, you did. Yes, and Blizzum could be like, oh, your production assistant, JC, yes, she talented, but you probably did this, that, and the third. I'm just like, Blizzum does not share my bank account. Listen, absolutely. And the thing is too, like this most recent showcase, I made sure that every artist went home with something, because it's like, I want to show gratitude for people coming out and supporting me and Big Us, spending money with us. Like I made sure every single artist that performed went home with something, whether it was an interview, radio play, articles, a Travel from the Basement, a single hosting. Everybody got something. So just know, when you come to our events, you are not going to leave out of there empty-handed. Exactly. Period. We've been speaking on K100. Let's talk about that a little bit. You're the production assistant for K100 Radio. How did that situation come about? First off, shout out to Mike Sick. He had the bar exam, on 3rd Street, the original Apache Cafe. And he had that, and Blizzard would come out and do interviews, and I see that, and I see him, and I'm like, this could be an opportunity to get in the music industry another way.
Yes, absolutely.
Because what he provides wisdom, and I'm the type of person, I provide wisdom. When that saying wisdom is better than silver and gold, that is correct.
Yes, 100%.
Because definitely knowledge is power, and that's why I have, like I said, my network. Because again, things that people have to pay for, that information I can get for free.
Absolutely, because you've met and networked with the right people. Your network is your net worth, 100%. Let's dive outside of music, a little bit. I know that, within music, you're building your song catalog. You're looking forward to maybe having a publishing company at some point in time. You have a publishing company. Let's just dive outside of music briefly, and we're going to jump back to that. Are there other business ventures that are non-music related that you want to pursue or you are pursuing?
On down the line, my family, shout out to my brother, Junior Rocker, who is also an Army veteran. Thank you for your service,
yes,
bro.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Salute.
And speaking on that, my niece's birthday was yesterday. So happy second birthday, Lily.
Happy birthday. That's a blessing right there. The big two.
Yeah. yes. And helping my family out that actually deserves help. Like I said, my brother, he has his own business. I'm like, one day I'll invest in it, depending on if he works hard. You got to work hard, Junior.
Yeah.
And if you keep working hard, your sister will be your biggest investor.
I love that. Let's talk about your publishing company. What's the name of it?
Rockaverse everything.
Listen.
Rockaverse LLC.
Let's talk about why you decided as an independent artist to just establish your own publishing company.
I want the money. Yeah. I want it all.
Not leaving none on the table and not giving any away.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand I still have a lot to learn, but my thing is this. You know how artists budget. I'm like, well, if I'm going to pay for it, I might as well pay for it and at least see where the money is going. And again, if I mess up, I don't have nobody else to blame.
Right.
As opposed to somebody that's, like I said, I am not dissing major artists. I'm not dissing these labels, but we all know some deals are not the best type of deals.
Yes.
And again, when money is missing, somebody has to get their fingers pointed, and it's like who. And I'm like, that's because a lot of the time these artists are just looking to be put on, and that they don't think about. They thinking about the stardom. I'm like, honey, you also got to think about the business. And I'm just like I said, if I'm going to pay for it, I might as well pay for it, and I can see where the money is going.
Absolutely, every move you make has to make sense.
Exactly.
We have to be calculated with our moves, and we have to think about our moves before we make them, because they could wind you up in a bad situation. Let me ask you this. With you having your own publishing company, at some point in time, are you going to open it up to other artists as well?
I can't answer that question right now, but we shall see.
Yeah.
I don't mind giving gems and jewels, but the point of Rockaverse is for JC, JC Rocker and all that stuff. And that is a big responsibility. And if I do decide to do that, I'm going to be open and honest. I'm like, this is a job. Yes, you see the glamour and all that stuff, but the stuff behind the glamour, it's going to cost. I don't want to deal with no entitled attitude and all that stuff, because it's like I have a chemical reaction with disrespect, and I don't have time. I don't have time for people pointing fingers at me. I'm like, okay, just know if most of my money is going in this, then I'm going to get my money back. So if you want this, that, and the third, this is what it's going to cost.
Absolutely.
And we can make a deal and all that stuff. But if you expect my money to go in, don't be mad when I get my money first.
People don't understand, not everyone. There are a lot of people out here who don't understand why stuff costs. It costs us money to run our businesses. None of this comes for free. And then they wonder why do you charge? I'm like, because I'm not getting paid by some big label. I'm not getting paid by some big radio station. Same thing with you. You're not getting paid by ASCAP to have your own publishing or distribution company. You're doing this out of your pocket. Why? I don't understand why people have a hard time, because I deal with that a lot. People ask, why do you charge for your interviews? I'm like, because it's my time and my money, my resources. Like, this does not look cheap. This sticker alone was like $300. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
And I got 2 of them, so don't play with me.
Do you know what my mom said to me when I was younger? She's like, you won't realize things until you start paying for things.
My son told me that. It's so funny because when he was like in high school, I would give him $20 a week to go to the movies. And back then that was, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, $20 got him in the movie and got him some snacks and stuff. Now it don't even get you in the movies. But as an adult, he says, I understand why you was capping me out at only $20 because stuff, be tight. Stuff is expensive. I get it now.
Exactly. And that's what I try to do with my younger brother. I'm like, dude, clean up and you'll have some money. And then I remember he cut the grass and I, gave him some money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I say, parents, make your children earn, because I don't know what's with this in generation, but this is the most entitled generation.
Listen, and you and I, we deal with it. I know I'm older than you, but you're still older than some of these youngins. And this younger generation is very entitled. They feel like you're supposed to hand them stuff. It don't work like that. Earn it, work for it.
But at the same time, you have to give the blame to the parents. It's like, in order for your child to be entitled, they have to be enabled. And why do they feel like they are entitled?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think this generation, I understand, back then it was kind of a little harsher, and I understand finding better ways to parent. And although I am not a parent at all, but at the same time, still keep the old school values. You have to find a balance, being your child's safe space. But a lot of people, they want to be their child's safe space, but they end up trying to be their friend. It's like,
No, absolutely not. And I was a single mom, so I was very in tune with what my son had going on. I didn't even have to go any further than giving him a look, and he knew it don't need to go. I don't have to scold you. I give you that look, that's the final straw right there. And really, it shouldn't have to go no further than that. But like you said, it all starts with the parenting. Tell us about your current single that you're pushing right now. Tell us the title, how long it's been out. Give us all the details.
My current single is Oop, OOP, short for Alley Oop. And it's been out since August 2021. And that's the single that I'm like, this can market well, because I can see it on 2K.
Yeah.
And I can see it. You know how players will make a shot, when they have a jump ball, they would play House of Pain or Crisscross. And when somebody, say LeBron James makes an alley-oop, I can hear the throw me the. And I'm like, ooh, money in my pocket. So, but Oop, basically you give me a task, I am going to complete it. Which again, throw me the oop. Like you threw the oop for the show for Eye on the Stage, and boom, obviously I dunked it.
Yeah, I know that's right. Slam dunk, swish,
and got the championship ring.
Yes, 100%. Is there a video for it yet?
That's being worked on right now, but it's gonna come soon because, like I said, I have to pay for it, and on down the line, I'll tell you a story about how it was, but when I get the actual Oop video, I'll tell that story. But
definitely.
yeah.
We'll have to have you come back so we can talk about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me pull the shirt out again. So for people who are interested in keeping up with your movement, shout out all your social media right now.
At Miss JC Rocker 1, Twitter and IG at Miss JC Rocker without the one. That's on TikTok, and JC Rocker Facebook and YouTube.
Who do you want to shout out to, JC Rocker?
Well, first of all, God, and then me. We are on the way. This is what happens when you keep going and you don't give up on yourself. Just keep going and going. We gonna deal with stress, but come on, self. We done been through worse stress. So it's all coming together. And also shout out to my mother. And although I'm estranged from him, shout out to my father too.
Yeah.
And shout out to my brother Junior. Shout out to Lily. Happy birthday, Lily.
Happy birthday.
And shout out to Reese, Jocelyn, and my Aunt Jessica, who helped me out these couple of years. I couldn't have done it without you, Auntie. Shout out to my family and my friends that supported me, and shout out to the new people that are getting to know me and get to know JC Rocker. And if I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine. But don't be disrespectful, because I can roast. I will hurt your feelings.
I love how you put that, because we are not everybody's cup of tea. But like you said, they ain't got to be disrespectful about it.
Exactly.
I dealt with exactly that a couple of days ago, but I ain't going to talk about it because I'm not giving that person no energy, period. I got one last question for you. Where we at, JC Rocker?
Industries.
Big Industries most wanted, not the little one.
The big one.
The big one. What makes you, JC Rocker, the one and only Industries most wanted?
Because I'm a real woman and a real MC at the end of the day. That's what makes me most wanted. Now, the industry may not, because I know the politics and all that stuff. I just want to tell y'all, I'm proud being a dark-skinned woman. I'm proud of being about hip-hop, not just rap, but the culture. I'm proud of me. What you see is what you get, no filter.
I'm proud of you too, and you're beautiful, like inside and out. Like we've always caught a vibe with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of you. I'm proud to call you a friend outside of this music stuff. So shout out to JC Rocker for being here today. We up out of here, y'all.
And shout out to TampaMystic for the oop.
Oop.
Opportunity to keep it real with me. Now shipping you gonna suck. Every time you see me, it's a crossover. You break your ankles to keep up. My care is invisible, bitch. Now see if I do give a fuck. I care about your